Fuck with me and we'll see who shits on the sidewalk. If I don't get my Oscar nomination for that, I'm going to give up.
It was a happy, peaceful time. Until the Phantom Killer struck.
The only thing we really do know is that we've got a very strange person on our hands.
Young lady, there is no such thing as being a little bit pregnant.
Ridiculous.
My ad.
It will be a dangerous trip, and I don't know what we're likely to encounter out there. But someone has got to save the Earth from the treacherous clutches of that evil Bray.
Sure. Why not? We'll give it a try.
A true story.
You are about to see a short preview of the film that has been breaking box office records across the country.
I've got the list. I've made a list for you, as we discussed on the last one that I was unable to edit because the audio just didn't exist for some reason. I dropped it into the editor and I was like, oh, this looks good. And then it just didn't play any audio. So
yeah, that seems to be an ongoing problem, doesn't it?
That's two in a row now that we've recorded and I've not been able to upload because of that. But I just checked the recording and it says it's picking us both up. So, you know, hopefully it is. For the list I made, it was sort of stuff. It's not all like my favorite films. Some of it is just stuff I think you'll like and stuff I think you should watch. There's value in watching. I went through my letterbox and just added stuff as I saw it from what I had watched. So I've ended up with a list of 69 films. Not on purpose, just happened to. And I'll be happy.
You'll have to end up texting that to me.
Yeah, it's on my letterbox. So if you just add me on letterbox, I made it public. It's called Andrew's Watchlist. My fucking neighbours are getting their roof redelmacked, so that's what the noise is. If it's too loud, I'm sorry about that.
It just sounds like someone's cutting the grass.
Yeah, sort of.
Alright then. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Nathan and Andrew show.
Yeah, episode 8/6/ whatever. The third one we've recorded this month, and the only one that's actually recorded properly, I think.
So today we are going to, I want to show off some new releases. Some new purchases I've got as well. I don't know if Nathan will want to show off any of his, and we'll just generally talk about film and that.
Yeah, I don't know if I've got any new releases. I've been going through Michel Haneke's films lately.
Those the ones you keep posting on Instagram?
Yeah, I did the one post about Amour because it was just, I really liked it. And then I thought, well, actually, I might as well mention the fact that I watched like 6 other ones that were all also fantastic films. Because I haven't really been keeping up on reviews on Instagram that much lately. So, but yes, that's mainly been what I've done the last week, is just watch Haneke films. Yeah.
I'm just looking at the list, the Andrew's watch list on Letterboxd. I've seen at least one of them.
I'm sure you've seen a couple, yeah. I mean, we'll go through them in a minute if you want to do your new purchases, and then we'll go into that list as like the main feature, whatever.
Okay, well, my first one is my latest one that I've gotten, Spiral.
Oh yeah.
The book I saw. Now, honestly, from all the trailers, you go and given it's a Saw film, you go into it with mixed expectations. But honestly, this is like probably my second favorite Saw film, and definitely the best made one of the franchise.
Second to what? Jigsaw.
Yeah. I just got like so much love for Jigsaw as like in terms of the Saw franchise, because it's basically my entry into the Saw franchise. It was the first one I saw.
Have you seen the first one?
Yeah, I've seen all of them.
And you think Jigsaw is better than the first one?
I say like the first one's definitely like third one. I just put Jigsaw as my favorite one just because of the like emotional nostalgia of it being the first one I watched.
Okay, I guess.
It's just,
I've only watched 2 so far, so
it's just kind of like I'm not too fond of the Harry Potter movies because they're poor adaptations of the books. Yeah, I've got such like an emotional love for the franchise because they're like the first films I went to go see in cinema.
a lot of them don't hold up. I'm not mad about Goblet of Fire and the Chris Columbus ones. The only one that really holds up for me is Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah, Prisoner of Azkaban's my favorite one.
Yeah, it's it's like the best director and the best sort of story. And there's some freaky shit in it too, which is always fun. There's less of the wow, look at that, Harry. Wow, look at that, Hermione.
I honestly feel that the books would have been better adapted as a TV show.
Yeah, I'm not the one to comment because at the moment I'm so sick of adaptations and sequels and reboots and remakes and prequels and trilogies and I'm drowning in the shit right now. I'm so sick of hearing it. Like I opened my phone this morning and it was like, FX announced they're doing an Alien TV show.
Well, that's not exactly news though.
Yeah, I know, but it was just I had forgotten. I had managed to forget that was a thing, and then I see it.
It's Noah Hawley of Legion doing it. So.
Yeah, Noah Hawley also of fucking what's that crap thing he did before Legion?
Fargo.
There was something he did a movie with
Natalie Portman.
Lucy in the Sky or something. Atrocious.
I've heard of it.
I just don't. Why do we need an Alien show? What is there more to say in the Alien story than the masterpiece that is Alien 4?
Oh, fuck you.
The Newborn is like the only place Alien can go now. It's all been done. So unless it's called Alien Newborn.
I remember like the first time I watched Alien 3, like weeks afterwards, I was just ranting about how terrible it was.
Yeah, it's not that bad. In retrospect, it's no AVP Requiem. It's definitely a movie like so many these days that was just completely raped by studio interference. It happens all too often. You have released the Snyder Cut. Well, where does that come from? Because Snyder certainly wasn't the first person to have his movie fucked by a studio. Like, that's been happening for centuries. But, release the Ayer Cut. We need the Ayer Cut.
I honestly wouldn't even give a shit if they released the Ayer Cut.
But I explained to you why we need it, because it's not about the film. Like, the Ayer Cut is probably fucking terrible. It's probably a piece of shit. But the point is that we need to say, as the consumers of this media, that we want the director's visions. We don't want these studio clusterfuck things.
Yeah, but I didn't know how to take that, because judging by your Instagram recently, you seem to have eaten some mushrooms and gone on a massive trip.
Why?
It's just all mostly all raving like, why are they doing this to us?
Yeah, I've been very frustrated lately. I'm on a one-man mission to take down the Guardian. It's a piece of shit. But Yeah. Continue with your new releases. We started on Saw and ended up.
Anyway, I've only got like sort of one thing left. It's the most exciting bit. So I went away on holiday for 2 weeks, and I came back with all 5 seasons of Better Call Saul.
Oh, okay.
Literally all 5 seasons.
Sorry, I just heard a noise outside. Have you watched it? How far have you watched?
I haven't tucked into my collection yet, but I have previously seen a couple of episodes of Better Call Saul.
And have you watched all of Breaking Bad?
I've only seen the first 2 seasons. I got distracted.
You did need to finish that first.
Yeah, but like it was so annoying to like find them all because every season before season 5 has been discontinued.
Yeah. I guess it's because when 6 comes out, they're just going to do a box set, same as Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad's got like 3 different full series box sets, and yeah.
Oh, I didn't keep the sticker on this. I was going to show off the fact. Oh yeah, it's my season 1 and season 2's worth £4.
I got season 1 for £1.09p on Amazon.
I had to get season 3 from CEX.
3 is when it starts to get really good. So
How much would you pay?
how much would I pay for what, season 3? Or is that what it says on there?
Look,
I can't see because your camera's right potato quality. Oh, that's cool. Bam. I only have season 1. I tend not to buy TV shows as much now unless they're like limited series.
same.
Because otherwise it's just like an endless stream of collecting until it fucking ends, and it doesn't usually end well. Like
Supernatural.
I haven't even finished Supernatural. I will, but I'm not going to pay £25 to get the final series. That's ridiculous.
Honestly, just like watching that series for now is just kind of like the ending makes sense, but it doesn't at the same time.
Sounds like Evangelion.
The ending was just like, oh, you saw the point in it. At the same time, it was so pointless.
Oh yeah, that's most things. It's a CW show, and as CW shows go, it's maintained the highest level of quality, which isn't saying much. They're not designed to end, though, you know. So,
before last year, they were literally just like, okay, you make it past so many seasons, we'll just let you go until you decide, oh no, you're done. But now they have started. But now they have started cancelling like a couple of long-running shows.
Yeah, but it's sort of like they're all designed to just go on forever until the market is gone. And the market is sort of going because, like, especially with CW shows, they've all been outdone now. When Arrow started, it was the shit, and now it is shit. You know,
Arrow ended.
Yeah, I know, but before Arrow had ended, there were better, like even DC shows you could have watched, like Doom Patrol and Watchmen. They just massively blew it away. But
that's because they're smaller and they get like bigger budgets.
Yeah, but how much does what if the CW put more money in and only did 10 episodes a year? 10 episodes a season. Surely the quality would be better. I mean, the writing itself has been so crap on like Flash since like season 3. So, I mean, I stopped watching 4 too because it just pissed me off.
Honestly, the first half of Flash season 4 was like the best part of that season, but after like Barry went to prison, it just went downhill.
And yes, I literally stopped and I didn't look back. Same as Walking Dead 8-1. I watched that. I said, "Wow, this is still shit. I'm done," and I don't regret it at all. Because now we're on season 11, and all I hear is, the final season. It's mediocre. It's very boring.
Yeah. Honestly, like the first few episodes of season 9 were so amazing, and it was like such a refresh after the past 2 seasons of bad episodes.
Yeah, but it's just like you have to sit through 2 seasons of meandering, melancholic bullshit that could be done in 10 minutes, but instead they stretch it out because people have to stare at flowers.
You wouldn't be happy with Fear the Walking Dead, then. They really jumped the shark in their
I couldn't even get past the pilot, so...
Yeah, now they're doing a nuclear apocalypse and a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, fine. They can do what they like. I don't have to watch it. I'm not going to. I'll just watch Dawn of the
Like
Dead.
Me, I'm still watching it.
Yeah, you're a corporate sheep.
But season 4 was like so much better than the first 3 seasons. Like, it was so amazing.
Sure.
Because they like pretty much completely rebooted the show.
I struggle to care. I'd have kept watching The Walking Dead if they hadn't so massively fucked over Frank Darabont. It could have been a lot more interesting, and it sort of just seems like wasted potential to me. But
he is like he is pretty much like he's a famous filmmaker. He did Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
I guess that probably gave him a big head and thought, oh yeah, he deserves more.
No, he was working under budget, and all that main cast of the first 2 seasons were people who had appeared in other Frank Darabont films, like The Mist, and they were all working like under budget just because they loved working with Frank Darabont so much. And then AMC said, well, actually, now that you've made this show popular, we're gonna half the budget and double the episodes, and also you're gone.
Yeah, because like I recently rewatched the first 3 seasons of The Walking Dead, and it was just kind of like The Walking Dead took like their sizable group of characters, but they did like sort of in limited locations with like a lot of action over like 6 episodes, and it worked. The pace of that worked, but then they like tried to replicate it for season 2.
They just stretched it, and you're like, here's how long the plot lasts, and here's how long the show lasts, and it's intolerable. It's fundamentally bad writing.
They tried to take like one volume of the comic books and just stretch it over 13 episodes.
Well, it used to be about telling a story, and now it's about filling the quota. It's about, how long can we keep this going? Because I remember when season 4 was about to come out, and they said, this will probably be the final season. I think we've got the final season in mind for season 4. And then they said it for 5, and then they said it for 6, and then they said it for 7, and then they said it for 8, and now we're on 11.
I remember like a few years ago, Robert Kirkman said, oh yeah, we know what season 12's going to be. Yeah.
Is it going to be whatever that god-awful one on Prime is called?
Oh, World Beyond?
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, it's just a bunch of like whiny kids going, oh yeah, we want to find someone because it's not fair. They're not telling us where he is.
It's like Rim of the World. Right, shall we go through the list? Have you got anything else you want to show, or 'cause I guess
no,
I should probably be somewhat positive at some point today. I might be extra moody because I literally only got like 20 minutes sleep last night, so I'm really dead right now. Anyway, the list. Yeah, so it's not all like my favorite stuff. There is a lot of my favorite stuff on there.
There is Knives Out is on there. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's like films that are just well made, well constructed. Sort of, some of them are just there because they make you think about structure. Some of them are there because they're legitimately some of my favorite films. You can watch a film and hate it. Like something like Eraserhead, you watch it and you probably wouldn't like it. I mean, I didn't the first time, but you can appreciate it and what it is doing at the same time. Anyway, but yeah, so there's quite an array of stuff on here. I guess I'll just go from top down. After I yawn. Alright, so at the top I've got a bit of a weird entry, a more recent film. I only watched it last week. Psycho Gorman, yeah. And it's just a really quirky, ridiculous, gory, funny, stupid movie. That definitely harkens all that 80s nostalgia stuff that like Stranger Things claims to be. Yeah, it's just unashamedly quirky and gory and ridiculous, and it's a lot of fun. But there's not really any recognizable cast or anything like that. Like, it's small in that regard. I've not seen any of the other films by the director, but one of them is The Void, which I've seen around a lot, and I should be watching it at some point soon. I believe it's on Prime. So, Knives Out, which I'm assuming you've seen, but
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I thought so. It's just a good film. Lots of sort of genre motifs. It knows where it exists and it sort of plays into it. I think it's a lot of fun. As for the actual like murder mystery part of it, but great actors. You've got Don Johnson and Chris Evans and Anna de Armas and Christopher Plummer.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis is really good in it, which is the first time I genuinely enjoyed her in something for a long time.
Apart from Halloween.
I'm not mad about Halloween 2018. Jamie Lee Curtis is good in the old Halloween. I like her in Halloween 2. I like her in Road Games. She's good in whatever fucking John Landis film she's in. I think it's Trading Places. Anyway, next one is a Netflix original film-ish. Netflix original in that they bought it and distributed it and said it was theirs, as they do with most things. It's called Paddleton. Have you ever heard of it?
I have not.
It's, Ray Romano. Everybody loves Raymond Ray Romano. And
yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Yeah. And Mark Duplass, who is a big sort of indie director guy. He did a movie called I can't think what it's called, but it was a big hit. This has that same vibe. It's a really small, just simple sort of character study indie film, buddy film. It's about voluntary euthanasia. It's not a light-hearted subject, but it's quite funny. And Ray Romano is like an autistic person, and it's just sort of about their friendship and whether it's strong enough for him to let him voluntarily kill himself. So it's surprisingly funny and really good, and it's a Netflix original, which is it's a gem.
Saying much.
Yeah. The next one is there's a few movies I've put on here like this. One of the reasons I put some of these films on there is just so you can see good Joaquin Phoenix films. Because as we all know, Joker is terrible. So the first one I've got on here is The Sisters Brothers, which was a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago. It's just a kind of quirky, rompy western. There's some crazy like sci-fi-esque elements in it, but it's also just a really good story about brothers, in a western setting. I think you'll enjoy that one. And John C. Reilly is great in it, as with most things. Yeah. I don't know if that one's on anything. I think I saw it might have been on Netflix. But yeah. Next one I've talked to you about multiple times, I reckon. Under the Silver Lake with Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, I know how much you love that film.
Yeah. It's directed by David Robert Mitchell, I think. It's right here. I might as well just look. Yeah, David Robert Mitchell, who did It Follows. Have you seen It Follows?
I've not.
Oh, okay. Well, It Follows is great as well. And he also did Short Bus, which I've not seen yet, but it has a scene where someone comes in their own mouth. So, Under the Silver Lake is wonderful. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's campy. It's rompy. It's puzzle solving. It's insanity. It's funny. It's quirky. Andrew Garfield punches an 8-year-old boy. It's just ridiculous and fun, and yeah, great music. I don't want to go too much into plotting these because where I am now, I like to go into things completely blind. But that's just sort of me. I know I recommend things a lot, and then people look up the plot, and it annoys me sometimes.
It's just like sometimes if like, unless it's like a director I'm like really keen on, like Christopher Nolan or Martin Scorsese, a lot of times I have to like look up the plot and go, I'd be interested in that.
Well, I 80% of what I do is 80% of what I watch is because of the director. But yeah. I mean, what was the last thing I watched that I didn't watch because of the director? Jolt. I watched Jolt. It's okay. Next one is Sorry to Bother You, directed by fucking Boots O'Reilly from The Roots. Really quirky, ridiculous, funny film. Some third act problems, but there's so many good performances in it, and it's just really fresh and funny that it's definitely worth checking out. I tried not to put multiple films by the same directors unless I thought they warranted doing so.
This is the next film in the list.
Yes, yeah, Sorry to Bother You. It's on Netflix, I believe. Yeah, it's quirky and fun. I mean, most of these are just
quirky and fun.
Yeah. Next few are actually some of my favourite films. But I've definitely spoken about this one a lot, and that's Mandy. If you've not watched Mandy yet, get on that.
The Nick Cage movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's a movie with Nick Cage in it, but I
feel like nowadays I have like, because of popular culture, I have an aversion to Nick Cage movies because he's widely regarded in pop culture as like being a bad actor.
No, he's in lots of bad movies. He's not a bad actor. In the right role, he's perfection. I mean, in Mandy, he's amazing.
You mean Pissing Fire?
In Color Out of Space, he's amazing. In Face Off, he's amazing. It's just that he does a lot of questionable films, and it's obviously paycheck films, you know. Every now and then you get a diamond in the rough, and that's Mandy. Mandy is awesome.
Yeah, and then those films like largely go under the rug, don't they?
Well, I think Mandy got an okay sort of like notice, whatever, an okay audience. It was shown at Comic-Con when I went in 2018. So
As far as I know, the Nicolas Cage film recently that's been getting the most attention is Pig.
yeah, which I want to see, but good luck finding out anything about that in the UK right now. Basically, everything I want to see has just been thrown somewhere. Pig and Green Knight and
Yeah, that got pulled from UK release.
it's just like, I didn't even that's fully what I expected, because A24 like fucking us here constantly, unless it's like Midsummer. I swear Midsummer's the only thing that's actually had a proper release. And I've not watched it because it's too long and it's just The Wicker Man. But yes, watch Mandy, Andrew. I recommend Mandy to you. I don't want to do all the talking here, but I've sort of realised that's what the setup is.
Well, like, you could preface by saying next one on the list is Daniel Day-Lewis's final film.
It's true. It is. And it's bloody brilliant. It's really, really good. It's
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's so good. The thing is, like, it's a movie about a man who makes dresses. And I know what you're thinking. Ugh, gay. Right? Well,
That sounds a bit that, but yeah.
Yeah, I was similar. I mean, it was... I've watched every other PTA film, so I'm not, like, too presumptuous about topics, because, like, Boogie Nights is about Mark Wahlberg entering the porn industry because he has a phenomenal dick. So, yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson makes a film about a man who makes dresses, and you think, I don't know about that. But it's actually amazing. Like, the cinematography alone is superb. It's got this really, really creative, like, washed out look. I did loads of coursework research into it at college, specifically the look of the Phantom Thread, which is the name of it. I just realised I didn't say that. Performances are incredible. The look is incredible. The writing. It's a character study informed through his dressmaking. It's not a film about dressmaking, which I think is the important thing to stress. But yeah, very good movie. I recommend all of Paul Thomas Anderson's movies, to be honest. I think they're all very accessible, apart from Punch Drunk Love. But that's still a very good film. But definitely sort of Phantom Thread, There Will Be Blood, The Master. The Master is superb. The Master is probably Joaquin Phoenix's best film. And I'm a big fan of Her as well. You Were Never Really Here. All better than Joker. Inherent Vice is better than Joker. Next one is a Brian Taylor film. I'm a big Brian Taylor fan. I recently got a reply from him on Twitter, so that's pretty cool.
I saw, like, on YouTube, like, an extended outtake of an international extended outtake from a movie I loved, where they mentioned that, like, There Will Be Blood, sort of like in a comedic way. It's kind of like one of the only two movies, like, you'd ever need, like, a movie, or that all they need to play in cinema, just like a film called There Will Be Blood and another film called There Will Be Tits. That's all you need.
Yeah. Well, There Will Be Blood is about religion, and greed and revenge. There's a lot going on. It's another, like, Paul Thomas Anderson character study. Like, he's really the master of that. Unironically, even in The Master, The Master is a masterpiece. It's a superb film. Anyway, Mum and Dad, which you might have seen, probably not. You've definitely seen something from it, I'm sure.
I don't know. I don't think I have.
It's Nick Cage, Selma Blair, directed by Brian Taylor, who did what is considered to me the greatest movie of all time, Crank and Crank 2. They both count as one. It's a film about a virus that makes parents kill their kids. And that's it. That's the movie. It's hilarious. It's ridiculous. It's violent. It's gory. It's sweary. It's awesome. Lance Henriksen's in it. He shows up. He stabs Nick Cage. It's great.
He directed Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance.
He did, which is a big one of the. I was going to reference that earlier, actually, when I was saying about films that were too messed with by studios, because Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance was Neveldine and Taylor coming off Crank, and that it just had the potential to be the best fucking thing ever, like a Marvel film in the style of Crank with Ghost Rider would have been the best thing ever, but instead they were like, yeah, I know, we know we've got Neveldine and Taylor from Crank, but we're going to tame them down. And there's some really cool stuff in that film there. There's a lot of really cool visuals and jokes.
But like going off of the first Ghost Rider, no one was exactly like super duper keen for a Ghost Rider sequel.
Yeah, and it sort of isn't a sequel. Like, it sort of completely stands on its own. It's not really a linear thread. It's just Nick Cage.
Because I heard somewhere online like the biggest mistake of the Ghost Rider movies was like casting Nick Cage.
No, they're completely wrong.
Yeah, because like just because you love the character doesn't mean you're the right choice to play it.
No, they're wrong. Nick Cage fits it perfectly. He's the best thing in both films. Mum and Dad proves that Brian Taylor and Nick Cage is a perfect mix. Perfect. Nick Cage has never been funnier than he is in Mum and Dad. Yeah. He smashes a pool table with a sledgehammer while singing Hokey Pokey. So, yeah. Actually, there is two films by the same director here, I've just realised. I don't know if you've heard of either of them. Brawl in Cell Block 99?
No.
That's a really, really cool film. It's very John Carpenter feeling. It could fit into the 80s. It's got Don Johnson as a prison guard. It's brutal. It's a revenge story. It's a revenge story in a prison, but it's not like a prison movie per se, because it's such a crazy prison. Great soundtrack, beautiful cinematography, and a surprisingly good lead in Matthew Vaughn, Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn?
Yes, Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn, yeah. He's surprisingly fantastic in that. I've not seen Dragged Across Concrete yet, but I have seen a movie I thoroughly recommend to you, and that's Bone Tomahawk. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's got Kurt Russell.
It does sound familiar.
Patrick Wilson of the Conjuring universe. He's also in a film called Stretch that's brilliant. Bone Tomahawk is really awesome. It's a western, and then it sort of at the halfway point, it completely rips in half, and it's like a full-blown fucking horror film, and it is horrific. Like, it sets itself up as just this really good western, and then suddenly it just flips a switch, and it's like amazing horror. And that's like genre bending and tone bending, and that's why it's worth watching. It's really great. So like, Florida Project is great. Plot-wise, there's not much, but it's just about like kids at a motel next to Disneyland. It's one of the most visually nice looking films I've seen. yeah, it's really good. Great performances, especially from child actors, which is a personal gripe of mine and many people's. But yeah, good time. The Safdie brothers. You might have seen all the hype for Uncut Gems.
Yes, that was like sort of like deserved Oscar praise sort of thing.
Yeah, so Good Time is better. It's Robert Pattinson's best movie, undeniably. I like The Lighthouse a lot, but Good Time is undeniably his best film. It's fantastic film. It starts with a bank robbery and it escalates from there. It just keeps the tension going all the way through. Yeah, awesome film. I think it's still on Netflix. Definitely, you should definitely watch that. Brigsby Bear is a quirky indie film.
I've definitely heard of that one.
Brigsby Bear.
Because it's a Lonely Island movie.
No.
Yeah, because the Lonely Island were involved in that.
Were they?
They produced it, and one of them and starred in it.
Yeah, they did produce it, but the one who stars in it is Carl Mooney. He's not Lonely Island. He's from
No,
Good
and
Neighbours.
Sandberg's in it. Sandberg's in it.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, don't remember. Oh yeah,
And
Eric. Okay.
On Letterboxd, he plays Eric.
Well, it's more Carl Mooney and Mark Hamill that make the movie. They're really great in it. Very quirky, very fun. Not much else to say. Hell or High Water. I've seen the film like 4 times. It's Chris Pine's best film. Jeff Bridges is fantastic in it. It's Taylor Sheridan, who also did Wind River, and he wrote the first Sicario. And he's also now writing Yellowstone, which is a Kevin Costner show. I feel like there's something I'm missing, but yeah, he's a fantastic writer. Sicario, Hell or High Water, and Wind River are all awesome films. Really great. Hell or High Water is probably my favourite. I like Sicario a lot, but script-wise, Hell or High Water is perfect. It's a really good story. Hunt for the Wilder People, you've probably heard of that. Taika Waititi.
Oh yes, I read I briefly read about it in Sight and Sound.
It's a great comedy. It's just a very, very fun film. Very funny. Doesn't push many boundaries, but it's just a lot of fun. Great lead acting. Now here's a movie I know you've never heard of. It's called The Blackcoat's Daughter. Good noise outside. It's also in the UK. It's released under the name February. It stars Kiernan Shipka and Emma Roberts.
Oh,
it's
so Kiernan Shipka. I know Kiernan Shipka from Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Yeah, she's fantastic in Blackcoat's Daughter. It's a really, really cool, moody, dark horror film. It's just about Kiernan Shipka's in this like grammar school sort of thing, and everyone else goes home for the holidays, but she never gets picked up, so she's just there alone with like the housekeeper through the winter, and it's really creepy and cool and great lead. Yeah, very under the radar. It's definitely a film worth watching. I bought it on Prime because I like it so much, but I don't know if it's available anywhere else, so definitely worth looking out for. Then I've put Sicario. Have you seen Sicario?
I have not, but I definitely do want to watch it.
Yes, I wasn't sure, because that's definitely a film you should watch. Don't watch Sicario 2.
Wouldn't dream of it.
It's a bit bum. It's a letdown, really. But the first Sicario, perfect. perfect like fish out of water, but like on the darker side rather than the comedic side story. Then I've got Stretch, which I just mentioned a minute ago. Patrick Wilson, directed by Joe Carnahan, who did the A-Team remake. Yes, September 17th.
27th.
Oh, yeah, it's in my Amazon basket. Nightcrawler, great film.
I think I've heard of Nightcrawler.
Mm-hmm. The director and Jake Gyllenhaal did another film called Velvet Buzzsaw, which is terrible. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. And then I've got the Raid films. Have you ever seen the Raid films?
No. I think you've only got Raid 2 on here.
I have only got Raid 2 on here, but both of them are worth watching. Yeah, if you like John Wick all just comes from the Raid. It's just really great films. That's all I can say, really. If you like Godzilla vs. Kong, which is Adam Wingard, which was pretty meh if you ask me. But The Guest is one of my favourite films. There's a 4K coming of it at the end of the year, which Adam Wingard is doing himself. It was really cool, very neon, sort of Halloween-y, burbsy sort of film. Good fun. Dan Stevens is great in it. You might know him as Legion.
Yep.
And then, well, I'll run through some. So, Enemy is Denis Villeneuve is really good. Jake Gyllenhaal rents a movie and he sees an actor in the movie who's identical to him, and then he tries to track that guy down, and it gets really weird. Nebraska is a Alexander Payne movie. It's black and white. It's got soundtrack by New Hat Trio, something like that. Fantastic movie. It's a road trip film about a man who's very old and very senile, and he goes on a road trip with his son to go to an office that has given him a fake spam ad saying he can claim money, and he doesn't know it's a spam thing. It's really, really good. I'm trying to go fast now. Inside Llewyn Davis is a Coen Brothers film starring Oscar Isaac, who does his own guitar playing and singing in the film. He's really good in it. Probably my favourite Oscar Isaac role. Very cold visually, great music. It's about the folk scene directly before Bob Dylan, because the Coen Brothers said they didn't want to make a movie about Bob Dylan, so they had to set it just before. And then The Master, which I mentioned a minute ago, it's a Paul Thomas Anderson film. It's from 2012. It's superb. It's one of Philip Seymour Hoffman's best roles. It's probably Joaquin Phoenix's best role. It's visually incredible as well. It's one of the greatest made films. Next is another Adam Wingard film from the same writer as The Guest. It's Your Next, which is just a dumb sort of slasher in a house. Very fun, very entertaining. Next one's Drive from Nicholas Winding Refn. I love Drive. Drive is visually great. It's got the best performance from Ryan Gosling, tied with probably The Nice Guys. I'm a big fan of The Nice Guys. Character study. I mean, all the best movies seem to be character studies. Yeah, we've got True Grit, Coen Brothers. Great performances. Haley Steinfeld's first role. Jeff Bridges is amazing in it as always. Super, James Gunn. Rainn Wilson is amazing in it. Ellen Page is annoying as shit, but she's meant to be. Great film. Moon, if you've ever seen Moon. Dawn of the Dead, The In-Laws, Road Games, Repo Man, Paris, Texas, Return of the Living Dead, The Fly, From Beyond, They Live, The Burbs, Naked Lunch.
Like a lot of films on here I've definitely heard of.
Yeah. I was sort of trying to go for things that are like fairly well known, but also stuff I think you'll like, and stuff that's groundbreaking in some way.
Because there's definitely got a couple of movies on here that I have like wanted to check out, like Denis Villeneuve movies.
Yeah.
Because although I've only seen a couple of his films, I'm a Denis Villeneuve fan.
Yeah, I've not seen Arrival. I have no interest in seeing Dune, but
I've seen Arrival. It is quite good.
Yeah, but I like wherever I put it. I like Sicario.
Honestly, the main reason I want to watch Dune is because Denis Villeneuve's name is attached.
Yeah, which is sort of the reason anyone does it, I think, at this point. But I just don't have an interest.
People who are genuine Dune fans.
Yeah, I love Blade Runner. The only one I really want to watch that I haven't yet is Incendie, which is, I think, his first film, foreign language film.
I had while going through the list, I was having a look on HMV and I saw, they got Polytechnic from BFI, one of his French films.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the only French film of his they've got.
Yeah, there is a Blu-ray release of Incendie, but I think it's just a regular one, and it's sort of like out of print and a bit pricey now, so it's a shame. But I guess I'll just go through really quick. Like Old Boy, the original, great film. Eternal Sunshine is one of the best written films, and also really good direction. And then there's a movie on here that I've got Cash on there, which is hidden. It's a Haneke film. I think you'll really like that. But there's a film on here that's pretty poorly rated. I've watched it twice, and you may know that I have watched basically every Jason Statham film.
Yeah, you went through a big Jason Statham phase, didn't you?
Well, I wouldn't say a phase. We just decided to watch all of his films, and there's some interesting stuff and there's some atrocious stuff. But one of the gems, a massively underrated movie, if you ask me, from the director of Final Destination 2, Final Destination 4, and Snakes on a Plane. It's called Cellular. It's from 2004. It's 94 minutes. It stars Chris Evans. And he's like some frat boy dickhead at a beach party. Yeah. And he gets a call from a woman who's been kidnapped by Jason Statham. And she's like, please help me. You're the only number I can dial. Don't hang up, whatever. And, yeah. I mean, the tagline, if the signal dies, so does she. It's superb. It's ridiculous and really funny and stupid. And it's like a play on the thriller genre while also being one. It's satirical, it's funny, it's just ridiculous. I mean, there's a bit where he holds up a phone shop because he needs a charger before his phone dies. So he literally holds a gun to the guy and he's like, give me a fucking charger. Yeah, it's great. It's really fun. I mean, have you seen Final Destination 2 or 4?
No, haven't seen any of the Final Destination films.
Definitely worth watching 2 and 4. 1 is okay. 3 is okay.
I've heard 5 is the best one.
I'd say 2 4 at the top for me. 5 is very fun. It's definitely a film for the fans, but it's very blue. I don't know. There's something about the look of it that's a bit too like flat and TV-esque for me. But 2 and 4 are so campy and ridiculous that it's just a lot of fun. I'd go through the rest of the list, but actually I think it'd just be better if I just say, it's on Letterboxd. Check it out if people are interested, or if you start to watch things on it, then we can talk about them on episodes. I mean,
yeah, because I did take a look at that. I did scroll through the list at length, and it was just like, there's a few movies in there I do want to check out, but at the same time, I've also been like, I really want to check out more foreign films or older films from the 50s and that sort of thing.
I can definitely do a list of foreign films worth watching. I mean, at the moment, I was going along my list the other day because I've got things that are face forward that I'm planning to watch more sooner.
I think at the top of like my foreign film list is Train to Busan.
Okay. Yeah, it's decent. There's lots of amazing Italian films, which, in fairness, you've probably seen an Italian film. Because have you seen a little movie called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
I do have it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Well, yeah, Italian films are fantastic. Dario Argento is a favourite of mine. Suspiria, The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. I'll make a foreign film list, and it will be shorter than 69 films, and we can talk about that next time, maybe. But I don't know. Is there any like movie news?
Films where the main character has no idea what's happening, but he goes along with it anyway.
Yeah, that's I randomly discovered that most of my highest rated films fit into that, and I was like, oh, that must be what I like.
You're gonna have to make me that list.
I will make you. I didn't know how interested you'd be in foreign films because I was thinking like I know you watch subs over dubs, and I was thinking so it's not that you wouldn't be opposed to reading subtitles, but yeah, I can definitely do that. I've been watching so much lately, so. But yeah, so if there's any movie news you wanted to talk about.
There's like apparently a UK cinema chain is listing J.K. Simmons as among the cast for Venom 2.
Hopefully, Venom 2 will be terrible. Just like Venom 1.
It definitely has a different like look and feel to the first one.
I don't know if it does. I wouldn't say it does. I think it maintains that same sort of tone.
It feels a little more like gritty. There's more like a realism thing.
I don't know if I see that at all. I mean, the trailer literally plays one is the loneliest number. It's not really more gritty and real. Carnage is definitely a more gritty character. I've been reading Carnage for years, and he just like fucking rips people in half. And, I doubt he'll get as violent as he does in the comics in the movie, but that would certainly be fun to see. I mean, I've watched the first Venom 3 times now, and the first time I was like, yeah, that was crap. And the second time I was like, that was funny. And then the third time was like a couple weeks ago, and it was just end-to-end hilarious. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed watching it because it was just so stupid. And Tom Hardy just kills it. He's just hamming it up. But yeah, it's the problem with sequels to bad movies. Do they get too self-aware and then just become annoying? But I guess we'll see. I mean, yeah, it might be the first good Andy Serkis movie. Directed movie. And Andrews is AJW 7310. Let's have a little peek at what he's been doing. Fantastic Four, Blade Trinity. Have you been writing reviews, or just
no?
rating?
I haven't.
Just rating.
I've just been writing. I haven't been writing reviews. Have you been writing reviews?
Some. I've got like nearly 2,000 films, so it's a bit of a lot of effort to write reviews for all of them. But I've written like 10, I think. What have we got? What have you rated low?
It says I've got 7. You can sort it by rating.
Rating lowest first. But the first thing that comes up is Joker, but you've given that 4. So did I click on? Oh, my rating.
I sort by lowest rating first.
It's sort
There you go.
of my lowest rating. Yeah.
I sorted it by my
Fight
lowest
Club.
rating.
Your lowest is Fight Club. Alongside all
That's
of
it.
that seems.
I watched it a few years ago and didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, no, I'm not crazy about it, but when it's next to Suicide Squad, Black Panther, Birds of Prey, For the Dark World, BVS, Man of Steel, Justice League, Incredible Hulk, X-Men Origins, Wolverine, Fantastic Four,
You
it's
see what's
certainly
next
better than all
Thor
of them.
Dark? You see what's next to Thor Dark World?
Yeah, but that's a good film, so
Isn't.
it is a good film. It's a great film. Wonder Woman is not 3 stars. Captain Marvel is not 3 stars. I like this. I didn't know I could arrange it by what I've rated them. That's fun.
I've rated Suicide Squad on it.
Which one?
The Suicide Squad.
I hope you didn't see my rating.
I didn't actually.
Yeah.
Where is yours? Oh, holy shit! What the fuck? What the fuck? Hey, where's your review of it? I want to read your review of it.
I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't like it.
To be fair, I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. Because
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like, fucking amazing, lad, yeah? But
It didn't really
honestly,
hit for me. It was a lot of like, isn't it funny that they all died right as you cared about them? And I was like, no.
well, you do kind of like get the sense that like they were going to die early because the trailers kept showing like, oh yeah, 2 different teams.
Yeah, I was there to see Fillion and Rooker, and then they fucking died, and I was like, oh.
Yes, you then walked out.
And then that shit with the rats was, I thought that was really cringy, to be honest. It's fine. I think Super is much better, and I think Sliver is much better. I've not watched any of the last couple Marvel bits. A lot of people were saying that they liked the Suicide Squad because it was refreshing in comparison. Well, I've not watched them, so I sort of didn't get that feeling of like, this is new. And there was lots of beats in Suicide Squad where I was like, oh, okay, I know what's going to happen here, and it's going to happen here, and then it didn't. It happened like a minute later. Like, one egregious example that just really irked me was when the general was at the window, and he was talking out the window, and it panned, and Harley was out of shot, and I turned to Ty and I said, he's going to get shot, because I could tell from how it was framed. And then it went on for like 3 fucking minutes, and I was like, oh, maybe he isn't, maybe this is just badly framed. And then, oh no, he has been shot. You know, like, it's fine, you know. It was my first time back in the cinema for like a year and a half. I was really annoyed because the speakers were too loud. And I know
I did see on Twitter you went on a rant at Cineworld about it.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, the speakers are always too loud, right? That's fine. But in that, the speakers were so loud that the sound itself was broken. Like, it was all distorted. So when Starro was, like, smashing through the city, my ears were fucking ringing. It was so painful.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I went to cinema in September last year, and then I first started going like more regularly again. I need to go like some point soon because there are a couple of films I want to go see. I started going regularly again in like May, June.
There's not much in cinema that I'm excited for at the moment.
I do really want to watch the new film Reminiscence.
Yeah, no, I no care for that at all. That's just a fake Christopher Nolan film, like.
Well, it's his sister-in-law.
I don't give a shit who it is. It looks terrible. It looks like the fucking framework in season 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The only thing I've been excited for is fucking Evangelion 3+1 the other day. I stayed up to midnight for that. But yeah, there's not much. I mean, yeah, like at one point I was hyped for Snake Eyes, and then I saw the reviews and the plot, and now I'm not.
Didn't you want me to sneak you into an unlimited screening?
No, I was just curious if that was like a thing that you could do, because I didn't know.
I've personally never been to an unlimited screening.
Oh, I thought you had. Oh, you
Or
didn't go to the
brother,
Free
I
Guy.
haven't.
You didn't see
No,
Free Guy.
I have not seen Free Guy yet.
Free Guy
I
is
do
the
want.
film of the year. Free Guy is the best film ever made. Did you know that Free Guy's got video games in it? You like video games, right? You're a millennial. You're Gen Z.
You're younger than me.
Video games. Have you ever played a video game? Did you see Deadpool? Did you see Deadpool was cool. Ryan Reynolds, I want him inside me.
What the fuck?
Video games. Do you know Taika Waititi? He's a funny man. Free Guy. Have you seen Free Guy? Have you seen The Mummy Free Guy? Or Transformers Free Guy? Or The Matrix 3 Guy?
You're gonna go off on one now, aren't you?
Or have you played the new game Hitman 3 Guy? Free Guy. I can't believe you've not seen Free Guy. How can you not have seen Free Guy? Free Guy's the best film ever made. Free Guy's the funniest film ever made. Free Guy's amazing. Free Guy is the best thing ever made. It's so funny and original and creative and full of CG that's so fun. And have you ever killed an NPC in a game? Isn't that funny when you kill an NPC in a game? But you never think about the ramifications when you kill an NPC in a game, because they could be an actual person and you don't know the whole time they might have AI. Free Guy.
What the fuck?
It's a comedy about video games. Have you ever played a video game? Because let me tell you, video games are sick, they are. They're really fucking cool. If you've not played them, what, you fucking boomer? You've not played video game, boomer. Can't believe you've not seen Free Guy.
You're done?
Chad. Yeah, I'm done.
You kind of went off on one.
I'm sick of Free Guy advertising. Like, I don't care about the film, I'm not going to watch it, but I'm sick of the advertising. It's really annoying.
I thought a film you'd be very into would be like Don't Breathe too.
But the film that tries to glorify and make you care about a man who raped people with a turkey baster full of semen. Sure. I would. Do you know what? Honestly, I would watch Don't Breathe 2 if it was still Fede Alvarez. I don't understand why he's not done it. He did a whole Twitter poll that was like, what do people want me to do next? Do they want me to do Evil Dead 2 or Don't Breathe 2? Don't Breathe 2 I've already written and it's my passion project and I can't wait to make it. And everyone said Evil Dead 2. And he said, well, I want to make Don't Breathe 2. And everyone said, okay. And then he's not fucking done it. He's not directed it. Like, what? So, no, I don't care. Literally, there's nothing coming out that I'm interested in. Like, I want to see The Green Knight and Pig. And Evangelion, which I've already watched, and it was okay. I was underwhelmed by Suicide Squad. I don't give a shit about Shang-Chi.
I'll watch Shang-Chi.
I can't be asked to keep up with Marvel anymore. It's too much. It's too much mediocre shit. Oh, my jaw just cracked so hard. Release the Ayer cut though. I'll watch that. It's got an extra 50 minutes of Jared Leto's Joker.
Oh no, I don't want that.
Yeah, but do you know what's weird? Like in the Ayer cut, Jared Leto's Joker is in the final fight. Like, he's the one who kills Enchantress.
Why?
Well, because in the Ayer cut, the Joker is there like the whole time.
One
He's,
even
like,
likes him.
so.
One even likes him as a human being. Why would they give him more screen time?
Oh, because he's a fucking method actor. He's so cool. Did you see him in...
Idiot as well.
I mean, he was probably in a movie. What movie? What movie is he in?
He was in the little things, a movie that came out this year. That I've seen The Little Things.
Yeah, you and no one else. You're the only one.
Yeah, that is very true. Me and no one else.
Like Requiem for a Dream is good. To me, Jared is like Marlon Wayans, where it's like, yeah, he was good in Requiem for a Dream, and he's fucking terrible in everything else. But yeah. Have you ever seen Big Mama's House?
No.
Good film. If you only watch one though, you should watch Big Mama's House 2. Big Mama's House 2 improves on the first one exponentially. It really understands the genre in which it lies. Fat black lady, played by Martin Lawrence. The third one,
So
Big Mama's
so
like
it's Tyler-
father, like
It's a Tyler
son,
Perry movie.
is terrible. Tyler Perry's Medea Boo Halloween, whatever the fuck that is. Tyler Perry is good in one movie. Do you know what it is?
Not one of his.
It's not one of his. No, it's a David Fincher film.
Oh, yeah.
It's Gone Girl. Tyler Perry is in Gone Girl, and he's okay. He's also in TMNT 2 Out of the Shadows.
Oh yeah, he is in that. I saw that in the cinema. Jeez, that was like 5 years ago. I saw that in the cinema.
Fun film. Stephen Amell is fucking hilarious, isn't he? He's such a baby, man. There's a bit where he's like, I'm gonna be a detective someday. He's like a 35-year-old man running around like, I'm gonna be a detective someday.
People become detectives at younger than 35. Jesus Christ.
One day you'll see he'll be a detective. Bebop and Rocksteady. My man. My man.
Oh man.
My man. My man. That's all they
Just
say.
wait. He's gonna be 35. Police detective tapping Megan Fox's ass.
They're good movies, they are, aren't they?
All right.
They're good movies. They're
Better
fun.
than the Transformers movies.
Oh, I don't know. I'd say it's on the same level as like Transformers 4. That's the best one.
And we all know Dark of the Moon is the best one.
It's not. No, genuinely.
Want me to call Ed and Sam in here and they can have a go at you for this?
Yeah, okay, fine. Let's go. See if they're free right now. I don't give a shit.
Okay, I'll text them.
I'll tell them my Age of Extinction is the fucking best one. They can suck my dick if they don't think. Fucking. Right, we're just discussing what's the best Transformers movie. I said it's Age of Extinction. And Andrew said, I'd like to see you say that to Ed and Sam. So, hello Ed.